Hey guys, it's Mrs. Kleinley with this week's First Chapter Fridays. This week, I'm very excited to be talking to you about missing pieces. I definitely stepped outside my comfort zone a little bit this week, and I'm very glad I did. So, Hello Neighbor is definitely like a thriller, horror. It has all the creepy vibes going on. And I think a lot of our Palmer students are going to like this one. So this book is about our main character whose name is Nikki, and his family is constantly moving. So the family once again moves, and he moves to this town that he thinks is just super, super bizarre. And he starts to kind of befriend the neighborhood. His neighbor shows him this like abandoned amusement park. It's just not sitting right with Nikki. So he does a little bit of research, and it turns out there was an accident at the amusement park, and a little girl actually passed away as a result of the accident that occurred on the roller coaster. So he kind of tries to get to the bottom of that, and he definitely has some suspicions, to say the least. So I know this is First Chapter Friday. Normally I read you the first chapter. I'm actually going to jump into chapter 2 because chapter 1 is really his family kind of just getting ready to move, whereas chapter 2, he's now relocated. So here we go. The new house is turquoise. I'd call it more of a blue-green, Mom says, tilting her head like maybe that would change the color. Teal, Dad offers. It used to be a very popular color for exteriors. Dad knows nothing about exteriors or colors for that matter. That's the thing about newspaper editors, though. They can sound like experts on just about anything. The moving truck rumbles up the otherwise quiet street. It's a nice street, Dad says, of the mostly pristine lawns and neatly shuttered windows. The paint is a little faded, the cars are a little old, but we've lived on worse blocks, and I can see a cat or two crouched in flower beds across the street. Cats feel like a good sign. It's quiet, Mom says, and it's hard to tell if that's praise or worry in her voice. I start to follow them into the house, but decide to take in the quiet of the street a little bit longer. Maybe if I hang out long enough, one of the cats will come over. I take a seat on the curb in front of our new turquoise house and pull the long blades of grass that shoot up on either side of me. I'm lost in thoughts of my latest project, a knot of old padlocks I found in an empty lot by the red house. 5 different padlocks, all interlocked with no keys. I've managed to pick 2 of them, but the other 3 are giving me trouble. Locks are my new project, specifically lock picking. It feels like I'm taking something apart without actually deconstructing it, like I'm discovering the secret from the inside out. I tried to explain it to Mom once, but I don't think she understood. She's more into stuff that you can see under a microscope. Movement from across the street breaks my trance. And at first, I think it's one of the cats, but I don't see there anymore. All I see is a curtain billow on the second story of the house across the street. I stare harder, but I can't see whoever moved the curtain. All I see is the reflection of a twisted oak tree that practically touches the window. It looms so close. Someone was watching me, though. That's the feeling you just know, like when the air smells different before a storm. I watch the window for a little bit longer until I get sick of waiting. Stare at me all you want, I tell the empty window. Nothing to see here. I stand to go inside. Then I hear a tiny mewing sound behind me. One of those all gray cats with blue eyes. He looks like he's been rolling in the campfire ash all night. Even his whiskers look dusty. He winds his body around my leg, making figure eights circling my other ankle. On his side is a greasy black streak, like he's been sidling up to a newly waxed car tire. Hey, cat, I say. I've never been great with names. He mews in response. You live across the street? Another mew. Well, tell Creeper up there that it's not polite to stare. I reach for his head to scratch behind his ears, but then he locks eyes with me and something changes. The fur on his tail and spine stand on end, and his ears fall back against his skull. Eyes wide, he's suddenly a different cat. A quick hiss and a swipe, and my new friend leaves a long, fine scratch along my hand and wrist. Yanking my hand away, I'm about to shoo him off when I see him staring up at the window across the street, and this time the curtain pulls back. A face, I think it's a face, hovers at the edge of the frame, not exactly hiding, but not front and center either. Maybe it's the glare of the sun off the glass, but the face is so white, I'm nearly positive it's just a light fixture or something I'm seeing. But no, those are eyes and a nose. The cat hisses again, still staring at the window. Then his fur lowers, his ears pull forward, and he stands from his crouch, returning his focus to me. I look back at the window and see the same billowing curtains as before. No face, no glare, just fabric behind the glass. I don't think you and I are going to be friends, I say to the cat, or maybe to the face in the window. Either way, the cat slinks across the street to his flower bed, and I retreat to my new house to see which locks are easiest to pick. All right, guys. So again, our book this week is Missing Pieces, part of the Hello Neighbor series by Carly Ann West. It is found in our scary section under WES for Wes. If you are somebody who likes scary books, I think you're really going to enjoy this one. If you are someone like me who doesn't really enjoy scary books so much, this is a good one to kind of dip your toes in the pond with, because it starts off a little creepy and then gets super realistic-y, fiction-y, and then quickly gets very creepy again. So I think you'll enjoy this one. Happy reading.